Hey folks, it's Glenn from Backlands Fish. It's been a minute since I've been in front of the camera. Today's little video is going to be a bit of a roundup of some things that have happened here this week. I'm desperately going to try and get back to doing regular content in forms of short updates and species profiles, whatnot. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so as mentioned in the little intro, I am really making an effort to get back online with my filming schedule. It's been a very hectic time in my life the last year and a half. I'm in the process of making my next fish room tour video, which will be a comprehensive look at all the tanks I have. Today's video is not anywhere near that. We're just looking at a few things that I've done this week that have been satisfying, and the other reason I'll mention up front about that is I might use a term on the fly here where I refer to the incident. I had a bit of a problem here over Christmas time, which was pretty devastating. I'm not going to talk a lot about the details today. I will discuss in the fish room tour video upcoming in about a month's time. So if you've got any interest in that, make sure you look out for that one. Otherwise today I'm just going to flick around and show you a few good things I've done this week. So this job was basically a catch and a count, as I call it, and a stripping of a couple of the electric yellows that we're looking at here. This is a line of fish that I've done my level best to maintain. These date back to a fella called Doug that used to sell millions of yellows up on the Gold Coast or Sunshine Coast, I can't remember which. Hello Doug if you're watching. Really nice line of fish, strong yellow, strong black on the dorsal, and that's the kind of trait that I'm looking to run with. What I'm trying to get a look at is the other pleasing thing that's happened this week in this tank is we've got young red empress here that are finally starting to show signs of a male colouring up here, so that's pleasing. This is a nice line also, the Namalengi Island variant. These date back to my first group I got from Andrew at Labyrinth Aquarium, probably pushing 10 years ago now. It's just a really good example of the species, and whilst it's a I guess a low level entry sort of cichlid for Malawi keepers, they're not the most exciting, but they're also a staple. And if it wasn't for people like me sort of keeping some of these bread and butter fish, where would you get them from? They're not a legal import into the country anymore. And anyway, looking forward to some of these starting to produce pretty soon, and obviously nice yellows, always a winner. Up top here, I got into this tank a day or two ago. This is my electric yellow, my super red hongies. This is Henry, just interrupting. Yes, Henry. Super red hongies and Placidochromis blue otters up here. This was once again harvesting, stripping fish, catch and count. And when I say catch and count, I like to keep track of how many fish I'm running in my colonies, and oftentimes that includes, maybe taking a few excess males out with a view to forming stable groups that aren't beating the crap out of each other. The blue otters are a pretty innocuous fish. They mind their business and squabble, but they're certainly not tearing anyone limb from limb. What is a bit hectic in here is the super red hongi, and you'll notice this fish in front here, like the white scuffing on the lips. That's a fair sign they've been lip locking and fighting, and obviously that's related to breeding. When I pulled this apart Yesterday I stripped probably 7 or 8 of the hongi. These are young fish that are just starting, so not incredible numbers of fish, but clearly this tank's breeding pretty well. And the other species, the blue otters, we stripped all 3 of the big females I have. So I'll show you in a tick the egg tumblers that are running around the back, and we'll I call them Al Jolson when they're like this. They fight, and they obviously get a little bit of a potential fungus, but as long as your salts are in good nick, they tend to come around and come right. Quite a nice fish. Got a few little bubbies in here that are just absorbing the very last of their egg sacs and are almost ready to be let out into the community. But quite a spectacular line, this too. The one that's living in that rubber reptile cave thing is the pick of the males at the moment. You, Henry, are not. What the hell, mate? Coming down the way here, we did some more what I'd call unrewarded running here. As I mentioned before the incident, some of these fish are stuff that I've grown out since Christmas time to form new colonies. So young fish that are just beginning to start their breeding journey. There is a nice line of peacock in here, the Stuart Granty Cobway. I'm just trying to find him. Maybe I can feed the cat to him, which is a really solid bloodline of peacock that I've had for a while, and thankfully some of these got through my mishap and I did manage to strip one of these. That's a silver streaked ventralis down the back there. These are something that I recently got some help with reacquiring. Beautiful line of ventralis in Australia. And here comes our peacock. That's my male Cobway peacock down the back. And these ventralis are just beginning their breeding journey, so hopefully we'll get some of them out and about soon. This was another tank where we've just cleaned up. I'm running 2 species in here. The Maboona is the Labiotropheus travasae chilumba reds, and I've got another peacock variant in here, the Hambenchy Fort Maguires, which are sort of a red shoulder variant, which it's quite a nice boy. I don't think we'll be seeing him in this little video. Didn't manage to produce any of them this clean and harvest, but we know they're still in there and well, and they'll breed again soon. And I think these little travasae are coming along. There's the male ham bench. Quite a spectacular beast. This tank was probably the oh, Henry, mate, I'm trying to this tank was probably my biggest result for the week. We're looking here at some Lethrinops Mabazi rainbows, which are young fish once again, coming back from the brink. Oh, God, Henry. There you go. Sorry folks, I've got a cat on my shoulder like a pirate has a parrot now. So they're young breeders regenerating, not probably a little bit off breeding yet, but the thing that I'm excited about is the long slender fish up the back is the Victorian cichlid, the Haplochromis theraturion, or black katana, and we were able to get a a nice little result here in the tumbler. That's one large female. Gave me a really nice surprise the other day when we were in here, and they look to be tumbling up really nicely. Try and find male there is obviously black on a black background, so still quite a pretty fish. Okay, we'll just go around the back. No editing here, folks, just rough and ready, but hopefully entertaining. So tumblers, here we have some more the super red hongy that obviously need a little bit of a spin, but coming along we've got a few elongatus mapangas, and this is one that I've got my fingers crossed for. This has been a hard long haul, but this little vessel has some Malawi barracuda, some... God damn, Henry. Oh, sorry, buddy. The cat's like a parrot. It gets jealous when I'm talking to the phone. This little egg tumbler is full of Malawi barracuda. That's a mouthful of a Ramphicromus chilingali, and it looks like at least they're going to get to the fry stage, so the next challenge will be keeping them fed and watered and well. A few Afra cobway, that's not super exciting. And this mass here is the blue otters I was talking about before. That's three mouthfuls in there, and there's got to be 120 odd eggs in there. Some people might be saying, why have you got so many in that tumbler? That's too small, but think about where they come from. You could fit if you cut the heads off the three mothers, the heads would all fit in that tumbler, so there's plenty of room for those eggs. Sorry if that's a grim analogy. And what else? Got a stack of Eureka red peacocks here, which is probably maybe a bit ho-hum for people, but once again, if no one keeps them and breeds them, then they're gone. Trying to think what else I can show you quickly. Probably not going to find any quickly, but this little fish here is a Neolamprologus savorii, a Lake Tanganyikan. That's the mother, and we do have a few fry in and around this little stack of oysters and rock, and that's pleasing. They've bred before, and there's a couple of fry from the previous batch, and now they've got some more. So long hard haul on those, and thanks to Max for letting me have them. Alrighty, I think that's enough for today. That's a few good things that have happened to me, and hopefully, as I said, I'll be back next Sunday night to give you another update. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.